Hey, what's good, everybody? Come on, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Little after 8, might be, that ain't never late, fashionably late, man. What's good, everybody? Salaam alaikum. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, man. To all my Muslim brothers and sisters. And we had just completed day 26. Wow. 4 more. Day 26. This is the 27th night. So before I get into depth about talking to y'all, don't forget the night of power, brothers and sisters. I talked about it 2 nights ago. The most authentic hadith says the 27th night. This is the 27th night. Tomorrow will be the 27th day. Let's stay up tonight and get them blessings. Inshallah, man. I've been up the 23rd, the 25th, and the 29th. So yeah, I had to get that out there, man. This could definitely be the night of power, which we know is better than 1,000 months. So keep that in mind tonight, man. Forsake that bad, man. We only got 4 more days. We only got 2 more odd nights tonight and then the 29th. But yeah, man, I hope you had a wonderful fast. Oh, man. Mom was just, I can't keep telling you how beautiful it's been, man. Allah has been, giving me wisdom, hikmah, and sabr, patience. The day goes like that because I be busy, man. I be in the market. Let me tell you something, man, not to divert. Yo, that euro US dollar. Hey, man, that done made me holler. I've been riding that thing all day, man. I ain't gonna tell you how much money I made because that's not either here nor there. But let me tell you something. That euro US dollar been good to me. When I get out of here, I'm gonna go right back in and jump back in it tonight. I'm gonna ride it till about 4 in the morning. I might ride it to 8 when New York opens, but I'm telling you, guys better learn how to trade, man. Trade Forex, specifically foreign exchange. Change your life. You become your own boss, man. But yeah, hey, tonight what I wanted to talk about, I didn't get no comments or nothing about this topic, but I was reading, you got to read just part of the Quran every day, to make up the 30 parts during the month of Ramadan. So I was reading and I got to chapter 47, which is aptly titled Muhammad. And I thought, I was like, wow, this whole Ramadan Telethon, I haven't mentioned, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, not in depth. I mean, all y'all non-Muslims know that, we follow Prophet Muhammad. He was sent with the Quran on the night of power, which could be the night. I had, one of the videos, I had the first 5 verses of the Quran, chapter 96. Iqra, read in the name of your Lord who created you from a clot. Yeah, but I haven't really told about Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Not because I haven't thought about him, but there's so much to talk about, man, during Ramadan, man, and having a Ramadan Telethon, I was like, it wasn't like I wasn't gonna forget about him. You know what I'm saying? The Nabi, he's something else, man. He's amazing. This book that he was sitting with has been preserved for over 1,446 years. But tonight, I just wanted to dwell, and this is really for the non-Muslims, because the Muslims, we know this, but I just wanted to dwell on who Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was, man. And let me tell you something, he's mentioned in your Bible. That's the thing about, undertaking scholarship and being, really wanting to get to the root cause and understanding the things. If you're really a spiritual person, if you really are developing or trying to develop that relationship with God, he is mentioned in the Quran. And it was funny because, like I said, in the Bible, because I was reading chapter 47 today, which is titled Muhammad, in the Quran. And I thought about, the places in the Bible and the times that he's mentioned. And, and I don't think non-Muslims know that. Like, in Deuteronomy, just for example, in Deuteronomy 33, when Moses, before he died, he was giving his farewell speech to the children of Israel. And he told them, you got to read Deuteronomy 33. He told them that the Lord shined through on Mount Sinai, Mount Seir, S-C-R, and Mount Paran. All right, so Moses is telling the children of Israel this. And we know who was on Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai was Moses. That's where he got the 10 Commandments, after they came through getting freed from Pharaoh and the Egyptian bondage, being in slavery for hundreds of years. You know, you remember when they went through the Red Sea and the Lord drowned Pharaoh and all of his people, and Moses went to Mount Tor. This is Sinai, and he got the 10 Commandments, the Torah. Hey, wa alaikum salam, rahmatullahi barakatuh. What is up, Aki? We got 4 days left, just here. I'm sitting here, you know, explaining to the non-Muslims about Prophet Muhammad specifically being in the Bible. And so, when Moses was giving his farewell speech before his death, you know, in Deuteronomy 33, he said that the Lord shined through on Mount Sinai, where Moses received the 10 Commandments in the Torah. Mount Seir, who was in Mount Seir? See, this one you got to know a little bit of geography, man. If you really want to get into biblical studies or just religious studies. Mount Seir was where Isa, Jesus as y'all call him. See, we don't call him Jesus, number one, because that is an English transliteration. That's not his name. It wasn't even no J in the alphabet, number one. Number two, I think we all can agree, Muslims and non-Muslims, Jesus wasn't an Englishman. He didn't speak English. Correct? So he spoke Aramaic, and in Aramaic, his name is Yahshua. Yahshua. So Yahshua, the Lord shone through on Mount Seir. That's where Jesus came. That's where he came to the people, right? And then, like Moses said, the Lord shone through on Mount Paran. And where's Mount Paran? Mount Paran is in Arabia. So who meets this? If Moses is saying this in Deuteronomy that the Lord shone through, you know, how would he have this knowledge to know Mount Sinai, Mount Seir, Mount Paran? He know Mount Sinai, that's where he came from. He didn't know Jesus came after him. Muhammad came after Jesus. But there's only 2 people that qualified and met this, what Moses was saying in Deuteronomy. Jesus and Muhammad. Mount Paran is in Arabia. See, that's why I said you got to know geography. So, you know, when you see Moses saying these things, he foretold Jesus as well. I mean, you can go in Isaiah, you can go in Songs of Solomon. I mean, what did Jesus said? You know, I have to go for the helper to come. And that's what I mean by you have to, if you really are trying to understand your religion and your faith and your walk, you got to learn the language of what the people you claim to follow. If you follow Yahshua, Jesus, then you should get an Aramaic Bible. Then you won't have this transliteration into English saying helper. You know, and that's cool. Y'all want to use helper for the English, but who meets that criterion? Who came after Jesus? No other prophet came after Jesus but Prophet Muhammad. Right? I mean, so, you know, and once you get the Aramaic Bible, they have Muhammad's name, Ahmad, in there. That was one of his names, meaning one who was praised. You know, like you have nicknames. It wasn't a nickname, but he had other names. Muhammad was his birth name. Ahmad was a given name from the people because he came and people rebuked him at first, and then he changed the whole world before he died at the age of 63. So Jesus said, for I must go. You can't bear this as much things to be told, but I must go for the helper to come. Who's the helper? Like I said, you can go in Songs of Solomon. Read Songs of Solomon. Read Isaiah, Deuteronomy. I mean, Jesus said in Mark 7, verse 7, he said, y'all worship in vain do you worship me, teaching the commandments of man. This is what Yahshua said. This is what Jesus said. In vain do you worship me, teaching the commandments of man. So, you know, Muhammad was foretold in the Bible. You get an Aramaic Bible, you'll get a clearer understanding. Learn the Aramaic language. That's why learning Arabic is so important for the Muslims, because the message was sent to Prophet Muhammad, who was an Arab. What sense would it make for Allah to send a message to him in African, Swahili, whatever? He wasn't that. Allah made it easy because he knew that he was an Arab. So he said it in Arabic. The Quran thus is in Arabic. That's why that is the Quran. The English is just a translation. You have to learn the Arabic. We say our prayers in Arabic, you know. You want to understand the Bible, get an Aramaic Bible, because like I said, Yahshua wasn't English. He wasn't English, you know. So, I mean, that's this, you know, to foretell the foretelling of Muhammad to come, you know. And maybe that's why there's been, you know, transliterations in so many Bibles. I don't know. That's for the Christians to decide and figure out. But we know that it's there. You know, Prophet Muhammad is that, you know, you know, the Bible tells you about the tribe from Kedar who will come, a prophet will come from among them, and he will have 10,000 followers. Who's the tribe of Kedar? Guess who the tribe of Kedar is? That's the Arabs. You study genealogy, the Arabs descended from the tribe of Kedar. Who came with 10,000 followers? Prophet Muhammad, when he conquered Mecca, fulfilling his prophecy, he came with 10,000 Muslims. They drove him out of Mecca, his hometown. He went to Medina, but when they came back and conquered Mecca without raising a spear or anything, he had 10,000 followers. So you listen to this stuff in the Bible. We as Muslims know, because we believe in scholarship and we study, we're the only people we accept and love all the prophets, starting with Adam alayhi salam to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and all of them in between: Abraham, Moses, Ishmael, Isaac, Yahya, John the Baptist, Enoch, Idris, Aaron, Yahshua. We accept and love all of them. We don't say anything. It's blasphemy to say a bad word about any of the prophets. It's blasphemy to not even believe in them, because the Lord tells us in the Quran, there's chapters on Abraham. There's a chapter on Joseph. Why would this be in the Quran if we didn't love and respect all prophets? And that's what leads us to Prophet Muhammad coming 600 years after Jesus, coming with the Quran that was revealed. It could be on the night of power tonight, which is better than 1,000 months, when the Lord comes down to the lowest heavens and he tells the angels to write who's going to live and die this year, what is your provisions going to be, all of these things, man. And I talked about it 2 nights ago, but it's good always to refresh. And I just wanted the non-Muslims to know that, you have to admit that Prophet Muhammad existed. That's not even up for debate. The man existed. There's so much written about him. What you believe in him is on you. That's on you. We know that he is the final prophet. He is the Khatam Nabiyin. He's the seal of the prophethood. That's what Allah said in the Quran. And furthermore, to explain who has came after Prophet Muhammad 1,446 years ago. If y'all want to say some other who, nobody. Whoever you want to claim as the prophet, for real, what book did they come with? Who did they come to? Don't get me started talking about, brothers that think, Elijah Muhammad, Astaghfirullah Azim, he didn't come with no new book. He came with racialism, man. He came with nationalism. He came because it was a time in America where the whites were oppressing black people, and he used that. That is not Islam. He's not a prophet. Like I said, for those that believe it, you're sadly mistaken. But, like I said, we can agree to disagree, but it ain't got to be disrespect. The Muslims, the over 3 billion in the world, know that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ibn Abdullah, is the Khatam Nabiyin. He's the seal of the prophet. That's who the Quran was revealed to on the night of power. And that's why it's Muslims from one corner of the earth to the other. You go to the masjid, that's one thing. You need to take a visit to the masjid. You got to find a local mosque in your area, your town, your city. Go to the mosque, man, as a guest, and you will be amazed at the beauty that you see within there. African brothers shoulder to shoulder with Arab brothers shoulder to shoulder with white brothers shoulder to shoulder with Spanish brothers shoulder to shoulder with Turkish brothers shoulder to shoulder with Asian brothers. Man, Muslims are all ethnicities. That's the beauty of Islam, because it reaches your heart and it's reached every corner of the globe. They have mosques in China that's over 800 years old. So Islam has been in China, a communist country, for over 800 years. This stuff is there, but all I can do is give you the food. I can't make you eat it. But I would be remiss, man. How could I go through the Ramadan Telethon without mentioning Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, man? He was the greatest Muslim. He is our example. That's why we follow him. We worship the Almighty God, Allah, which is Arabic for God. This is the God of all the prophets. This is the God of humanity, everybody. Like I said, Spanish, the word for God in Spanish is Dios. So let's not play hair splitting and think we worshiping a different God. No. How can we worship a different God? We got a chapter on Mary in the Quran. We got a chapter on Joseph, Yusuf. We got a chapter on Abraham. Moses is talked about in the Quran more than Muhammad. He doesn't have a chapter, but Moses is in almost all the chapters. The children of Israel. Allah explains to us how they went wrong. He tells us about earlier people that went wrong by worshiping multiple gods, polytheism. associating partners with God, saying Jesus is the Son of God. Like, that's why I said you got to understand what you're saying and what you're studying, because then you got to back it up with facts. And the thing is this, I tell people, if you don't know the Aramaic, the language of Yahshua, how do you know he was the Son of God? Who says this in English? Because he didn't have an earthly father. That's the first argument. But what about Melchizedek, the high priest? Melchizedek didn't have a mother or father. What about Adam, the first human? He didn't have a mother or father. That's great. If Jesus had Mary, Adam didn't have a mother or father like Melchizedek. So you're not calling them the Son of God. That's why you have to learn the language of your prophet. The Jews learn Hebrew because that's what Musa spoke. And all these are Semitic languages, meaning they're sister languages. They're very close. What do the Jews say when they greet you? Shalom. What do the Muslims say when they greet you? Salam. Shalom, salam. They both means peace. They're sister languages. Aramaic is right there with it. So, I implore you, the non-Muslims and Christians, to learn, find the Aramaic Bible, and then you can really learn and delve into what's really real. Because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was real. Real deal, Holyfield. Islam is real. There ain't no 3-4 billion people in the world. The mosque ain't full every Jummah, every Ramadan, with brothers and sisters praying and submitting to God, thanking him for everything he's given us, helping us through adversity when bad things befall us, because this is life. You're going to lose loved ones. You're going to lose job. The Lord tells you that. He tells you in the Quran. You're going to be tested with loss of life, loss of fruits of labor, loss of wealth. But what does that make you do? That's the story of Job. Job was afflicted. Ayub, he was a prophet. Job was afflicted with boils of sores, the same story as in the Bible. And did he forsake God? Everybody told him to forsake God, his family, his wife, everybody told him, but did he? No, because he was a prophet, a man of honor. Allah know who he chose. And how did he reward Job for not forsaking him and blaspheming? He gave him more wealth, another family that was greater than the ones before. The same way with Noah, when Noah built the ark. Noah's son didn't get on the ark, he drowned. The people didn't get on the ark with Noah, they drowned. And what happened when they came to rest on Mount Judy? When the ark came to rest on Mount Judy after the deluge of water, a new creation began because Allah wiped the rest of them off the earth that didn't get on the ark. So, these things, man, I love having a relationship with my Creator because it requires dedication, time, and understanding. And that's something people don't seem to have a lot of, and you out of shadow of a doubt. It's funny that you said that, Jasiah, because I almost forgot. Michael Hart, a geophysicist at NASA. You need to check this book out. Michael Hart had a book. I ordered it when I was in prison called The 100 Most Influential People of All Time. The 100 Most Influential People of All Time. Michael Hart, a non-Muslim, a geophysicist at NASA. And guess who was the #1 personality that was the most influential person of all time? Prophet Muhammad. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is not, we playing big eyes and little eyes. He came and Islam spread all over the world. Before he came, Arabia it's still a desert, but they was nomad tribes. They was drunkards. There was prostitution. They was wayward. No prophet had came to them, since Ishmael, which was thousands and thousands and thousands, but because Ishmael is the lineage of Kedar, which is the lineage of the Arabs. Arabia was backwards, man. That's why Muhammad is the most influential person of all time. That cannot be denied. Jesus was #3, which I found interesting because he put, I think Michael Hart had Sir Isaac Newton as #2 because the theory of relativity. This is his book. You got to check it out. But I found it interesting that a non-Muslim, and he based it on the facts of Prophet Muhammad's life. This man existed. He was the #1 most influential person. And then for a side note, which was dope, the first Caliph, Umar ibn al-Khattab, was number 30 something. He had Umar, the first Khalifa, which was the first leader after Prophet Muhammad died. The second. So Abu Bakr was the first. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali. These are the 4 righteous guided caliphs. All right. So yes, after Abu Bakr ruled for 10 years after Prophet Muhammad died, Umar, the second caliph, because under Umar, Abu Bakr was influential, but it was a time of peace. It's 10 years. After Prophet Muhammad died, Umar, he had to battle other nations because they didn't want to accept Islam. You know, this empire is growing too strong. You know, they don't want to do the old thing of worshiping multiple gods. So Umar had to fight and defend Islam, and that's how Islam spread. Don't believe this, oh, it spread by the shore. No. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said you have to study and understand where you're getting your knowledge from, if it's correct knowledge. But yes, you check out the book Michael Hart, Prophet Muhammad, man. Boom. The most influential person of all time, man. And like I said, I could not end the Ramadan Telethon. We cannot go through this month without mentioning my God, man. May Allah be pleased with him, man. Listen, the more I read about him, man, he has biographies, tombs and tombs of biographies, man. Like, I read The Sealed Nectar is a great biography on Prophet Muhammad. I implore you to get it, man. I mean, it tells you this man, first of all, Allah knows who he chooses to send. We don't subscribe to some of the biblical stories of how, was it Lot or who was it that had sex with his daughters? We don't get into that. No. David killed his leader to have his wife. These were men chosen by Almighty God. He doesn't just humbly pick somebody that has weaknesses. No. David slayed Goliath. David was a prophet. The winds and the mountains, you know, no, that was Solomon, David's cousin. But David, he slayed Goliath and all that. They all had special, unique characteristics. They were men of high standards. That's why we accept and we love all of them. So we don't go into how the Bible sits there and try to tear everybody down to build Yahshua up, Jesus up. They're all, Prophet Muhammad said, all the prophets have different mothers, but they are all brothers. Because they came with the same message, monotheism. Monotheism. What did Moses come down? What was the first commandment he came down off the Mount? Mount Sinai, like he said in Deuteronomy, hear, O Israel, your God is one. It never changed. You know, Paul invented the Trinity. Jesus never said nothing about no Trinity. That's why you have to learn the Aramaic. That's why you have to learn the Aramaic, brothers and sisters. But yes, like I said, now, you know, we can finish up day 26. Have a nice little talk about Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Y'all can understand about this brother, man. He was special, man. He was special. He was the last of the prophets. And that's who we follow, man, because he explained the Quran to us. He lived the Quran. Aisha, his wife, radiyallahu anha, said he's the walking, talking, breathing Quran. If you want to understand the Quran, watch Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon him. And that's who we try to imitate. You know, as Muslims, entertainers, they're cool, and athletes, that's cool as far as entertaining someone for a set amount of time, but we want to be like our prophet. That's the best, what better example can you have than Prophet Muhammad and his companions? These people came and had to endure hardships we couldn't even imagine and see Islam spread all over the globe to where you can have in a mosque, like I said, all different ethnicities from all over the world, and we're all reciting the Quran in Arabic, and we're all shoulder to shoulder praying, standing and bowing and prostrating, man. And every one of those are my brothers and my sisters. I love them dearly. They have rights upon me. Their blood is sacred, you know. I love them to death. Once you said La ilaha illallah, you are my brother and my sister, man. And you have rights to my home, food, money, all of that. This is the beauty of Islam, man. Prophet Muhammad showed us that. So yes, I just had to give y'all that tonight, man. And like I said, man, Muslims, Ikhwanis, do not forget this could be the night of power. So, you know, if you ain't making Taraweeh in the mosque with the brothers, sisters, man, make sure you get up tonight, man. Spend the night reciting the Quran, man, getting them extra rakats in, man. Too many prayers can never hurt, man. We are down to the last 4 days. Oh, my God. So, yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here because, like I said, I'm about to go check this market out, see if this euro and this dollar doing what it's been doing all day. Because I'm going to dive right back in, man, and make me some more money. And when Ramadan over, man, we're going to crank up on the Forex, man. If y'all trying to change your life, man, you can change your life for the $100, man. Take it straight to 10 grand. And once you get to 10 grand, it's over. Once you can see that you can take $100 to 10 grand, your whole world's going to open up. Just like mine has opened up, man. Mashallah. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all my brothers and sisters, man, as we embark on day 27 tomorrow, and I'll be back, inshallah. All my non-Muslim brothers and sisters, man, I love you as well. Peace.